Hello everybody, I am teacher Julio from Brazil, and in this video I would like to tell you how the English language has transformed my life. My mother tongue is Portuguese, and as a child I can say I was very interested in the English language. My contact with English was restricted to my classes at school and to video games. I really loved video games. I got fond of English when I was about 15. I started listening to American and British rock music, and I like to spend hours translating my favorite songs. There's this public school in my hometown, Novo Hamburgo, which offers a 2-year technical course on translation and interpretation, and I decided to take it when I was in high school. That course was great actually, and it was the first stepping stone towards where I am now. I used to dream of being with my laptop on the beach, working, doing my translations, while sipping a cold drink. That's not exactly how things turned out to be. I got some small jobs as a translator, which were not really enough to make a living, and besides, I realized that doing translations was very boring to me. So I started to consider being a teacher, and in 2001 I started studying languages, Portuguese and English, at Unicinos, a private university, and to pay for it, I began working at the university parking lot watching cars. I changed jobs several times during my college years. I worked as a secretary in an engineering office, also as an office assistant. I still did some translation sometimes, and finally I started working at a laundry store. That was a very tough job. I had to deal with heavy machines, hot clothes to wash, to dry, to iron, to dye clothes, to wash rugs and carpets. My salary was really low and I was very unhappy. After the 4th semester at university, I was able to apply for a job as an English teacher. So I started looking for a job in language schools. I did some training, some interviews, and after some time I got a job at CCAA language school. At the age of 22, I started my career as an English teacher, and that changed my life. I had found my true vocation, I had a decent salary, and I was doing something I really loved. Teaching people is so rewarding. To know that I can have a positive impact in their lives and that I can help them achieve their dreams is really gratifying. I left Brazil in 2014 for an Euro trip. I visited 17 countries. I had always dreamt of going to Europe. It was amazing. I spent 3 months there, got to know so many places and cultures, met many people, and in that trip I met my wife-to-be. I was traveling alone and she was traveling with 2 friends, and we met by chance in Vienna, Austria. My wife is from Russia, and fortunately we could both speak English well to communicate and talk to each other. We spent 1 day together. The next day she went back to Russia and I continued my trip to Bratislava, Slovakia. Of course, we kept in touch by WhatsApp, and she invited me to visit her in Russia. I thought, Russia, wow, it was winter, really cold, 15 below zero, but I did. I went there, and you know what? I am still in Russia. I didn't return to Brazil. We now live here together in St. Petersburg, which is a wonderful city, and I love it. After I moved here, I started teaching English in Russia too, same as I did back in Brazil, in language schools. It was a great experience to teach students who were not Brazilian. But I had some visa problems and I couldn't stay in Russia. I had to leave the country. I didn't want to come back to Brazil because it was too far and expensive, so my wife and I decided to move to a cheap country in Asia. We lived in Vietnam for 6 months, and I worked as an English teacher there too. To teach Vietnamese students was the most challenging experience I have ever had. After that we moved to Bali, Indonesia, but I couldn't find a job there because they have very strict labor laws and they don't hire many foreigners. And that's why I started teaching online. I started to develop my career as an online teacher. I created many online English courses, and I got students from many different countries like Mexico, Italy, Morocco, all that working at home in Bali. That's how the English language has changed my life. In 2017, my partners from Brazil and I founded English Bay, our own online English school, which has students from all around the world. I work remotely, so I have been traveling a lot. I can live wherever I want. I do what I love. I teach my students and help them change their lives too. Get a good job, travel, work abroad, or even live abroad. Being a fluent English speaker has enabled me to fulfill my dreams. Travel the world, live abroad, get married, and work with what I love. English has transformed my life and the lives of many of my students, and it can transform your life too. What do you want? Travel? Get a good job? Make friends in other countries? Understand your favorite music and movies? English will help you get there. Study hard, practice a lot, and never give up. It's not easy, but it will change your life. I'll see you around. Take care.